Good afternoon, it's Friday, June 28, 2024. Peace is a part to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this afternoon, court begins hearing on two cases bordering on defection of Martin Amihule, other lawmakers to APC. Police barricade of Rivers Council Secretariat takes toll on essential services. EFCC chairman orders arrest of operatives for assaulting female staff member. Now on the foreign scene, Iran begins voting in presidential election. I'm Ifechuku Moyle with the news. A federal high court in Port Harcourt has begun hearing two cases concerning the defection of Martin Amihule and 25 other lawmakers from the PDP to the APC. As you may know, one of the cases was instituted by Boot Party, which is challenging the legitimacy of Martin Amihule and 25 others as members of the Rivers State House of Assembly following their defection to the APC in December last year. The other case was instituted by the civil society organization in the state against Martin Amihule and 25 others on the same matter. Now, our correspondent reports that Justice E.O. Obele is currently presiding over the matter. An earlier report by the Vanguard newspaper said the case was transferred from Federal High Court 4, Port Harcourt, presided over by Justice Stephen Taylor-Pam, to Court 2, controlled by Justice E.O. Obele. It said the transfer was done yesterday following a petition by Martin Amihule to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Soho, demanding that the cases against him be transferred to another court. Moving on, it's been over a week since the police barricaded Council Secretariat in River State after a crisis broke out following the expiration of the tenure of Council Chairman. As you may know, services like Registry of Marriages, Land Registry, building approvals and routine immunizations, among others, are done at Council Secretariat, but such services have either been halted or disrupted ever since. Speaking on this, the River State Immunization Officer, Joseph Orang, told correspondent Martha Okerinkem that vaccines are stored within local government councils, with the exception of Oba Ebe Mandoni local government area. Dr. Orang said that despite having all the necessary vaccines for the quarter, the barricades are preventing staff members from accessing the cold chain vaccine stores, which has put these vaccines at risk.
The closure, of course, means that we already have vaccines supplied for the quarter that they are supposed to supply the various facilities from the local government. So it means that that supply route is already impeded. That's number one. Number two, we do what we call temperature check on daily basis, morning and evening, and there's a risk to those vaccines if there is no constant light. Majority of our equipment are solar equipment. So places where we don't have NEPA, we are going to run into some difficulties. So we hope that when the blockage of the council is over, we'll be able to assess the damages.
Dr. Orang, however, said the River State government stepped up and is now supplying vaccines to primary healthcare centers in the state directly to ensure that immunization continues without interruption.
The route clearly is that you supply to the LG will supply to the various facilities. And now that route is already impeded by our staff not being allowed into the council. So you are going to now start supplying direct to the health facilities. Of course, you know it's going to cost the state government additional cost, which the state government is already there. So that's what we are doing currently, so that the public will actually not feel the impact of is happening at the various councils currently.
In a related development, the River State Commissioner for Health, Adesa Ore, says the state surveillance team is on high alert for triggers and suspected cases of cholera. Mrs. Ore, in an interview, said in the past 4 weeks there have been 16 suspected cases of acute watery diarrhea with 2 associated deaths. She said 2 samples tested positive for cholera using the rapid diagnostic test kit. She said the River State government is committed to containing cholera, adding that there are no active cases in the state. She also warned against panic and spread of misinformation.
We have pre-positioned commodities around historical hotspots, built capacity of health personnel, and commenced community health education for safe, hygienic practices. The Infectious Disease Treatment Center at the River State University Teaching Hospital, which is marked for upgrade to an infectious disease institute, is ready and able to manage cases in the case of any eventuality. We will remain resolute and proactive to ensure health security for residents of River State without panic or stigma.
Mrs. Ores also said cholera is preventable and urged residents to practice good hygiene, ensure safety of drinking water, regular hand washing, among other preventive measures.
Use of alcohol-based hand sanitizers is also recommended. Keep fingernails short and clean to prevent bacterial buildup. Prepare and consume food safely. Cook food thoroughly and consume it while warm. Wash fruits and vegetables with clean water before consumption. Keep food covered to protect it from contamination. Stop open defecation and ensure toilets are properly cleaned and maintained and are at a safe distance from water sources. Refrain from bathing, wading, or swimming in potentially contaminated water bodies.
In the meantime, the federal government is partnering with Vaccine Alliance Gavi for emergency vaccine donations in case of a shortage amidst an expectant surge in cholera outbreaks across the country. The Chief Executive Officer of Gavi, Sania Nishtar, in a post on her X handle said the body is concerned about the cholera outbreak in Nigeria and is ready to support the country in its response. Away from that, a man who says he is a communication consultant with the River State Police Command, born great hero, is calling on the Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, for support and urgent financial assistance. Mr. Hero, who visited the Nigerian Four firm, said he sustained a severe accident on April 10, 2023 that affected his hands and spine a day after he had fixed a damaged police communication cable. He said he has been abandoned since and is asking the commissioner and state government to help with his medical bills.
My way back, just at that turning point there at Ada George, a vehicle came from behind and hit me because I was on a bike. Hit me out of the bike. I went and hit myself on an electric pole, came down and smashed my neck and my shoulder at that solid stone that they used to demarcate the left and right lane of the road. That was how vehicles were climbing me. Because I don't want them to abandon me like this. I'm in pains. How do I get back to my feet?
While reacting to this, the spokesperson of the River State Police Command, Grace Iringekoko, clarified that Born Great Hero is a vendor patronized by the command and not a police officer. SP Iringekoko, in an interview with correspondent Mekotoka, said the command has provided Mr. Hero with assistance twice for his medical treatment. She also expressed sympathy for his condition and wished him a speedy recovery. Still to come, EFC and orders arrest of operatives for assaulting female staff. Stay with us.
This is the news on
Crimes Commission EFCC Ola Olukoyede has ordered the arrest of 2 officers of the agency for manhandling a female worker at the regional hotel in Ojo, Lagos State. Now, in a statement, the EFCC spokesperson, Dele Oyewale, said the EFCC chairman also ordered a detailed investigation of the operations carried out at the hotel. A viral video shows some EFCC operatives invading the regional hotel yesterday at about 4 a.m. while guests were asleep. The officers were also seen in the video assaulting a female worker at the hotel. And now in business, some residents of River State are urging President Bola Tinubu to redirect the planned distribution of 50,000 naira grants to 100,000 families in the state towards more productive ventures such as refinery projects now. In an interview, they expressed concerns that the planned palliative distribution would not effectively reduce the suffering of the masses.
My way back, just achieving that turning point here at Ada George, a vehicle came from behind and hit me because I was on a bike. Hit me out of the bike. I went and hit myself on an electric pole, came down my way back.
Apologies for that mix-up right there.
The last one we had never had any meaningful impact to Nigerians. Those politicians over there who assume the forest of the poor and hold all those things to themselves. It is an unprofitable one to Nigerians, and Nigerians are clamoring for the refineries to work.
What plans do they have about infrastructure development? Zero.
If this is a way to go, if this will reduce the suffering of the masses, I believe it is a good one. If it will not, federal government should look for something else also to do to better our lives.
I see it as just another conduit pipe that the government wants to use to siphon money. There's no way I see this support benefiting the real Nigerians that are supposed to actually benefit from this. Instead, it will be...
As you may know, President Bola Tinubu announced the National Construction and Household Support Program after the 142nd National Economic Council meeting yesterday. This program includes 50,000 Naira grants for 3 months to 100,000 families in each state, 155 billion Naira for assorted food distribution, and 540 billion Naira for household grants. In entertainment, American rapper Nicki Minaj has taken a moment to congratulate Afrobeat star Davido on his recent traditional marriage to his longtime partner Chioma. The rapper paused her performance during her GAG City Tour stop in Portugal yesterday to acknowledge Davido's marriage. In sports, Uruguay took an impressive step towards the Copa America knockout stage as Liverpool forward Darwin Núñez starred in a 5-0 win against Bolivia.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Iranians are voting today for a new president following the death of Ebrahim Raisi in a helicopter crash. They will choose from a tightly controlled group of 4 candidates loyal to the supreme leader at a time of growing public frustration and Western pressure.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. A federal high court has begun hearing 2 cases bordering on the defection of Martin Amehule and 25 other lawmakers to the APC. The police barricade of Rivers Council Secretariat has taken a toll on essential services. EFCC chairman has ordered the arrest of operatives for assaulting a female hotel staff member. And on the foreign scene, Iranians are voting today for a new president following the death of Ebrahim Raisi in a helicopter crash. The news was edited by Martha Okirinkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Monyeli. Many thanks for listening.
It all.
Nigerian politics is more strategic. Even look at the presidential level, you see almost the same thing almost playing out. It's a game of numbers and popularity.
It's not going to help our brothers and sisters to rise up and condemn.
Don't be left out of the conversation.
Let's talk on Nigeria Info.
COVID-19 pandemic is not a hoax. COVID-19 is not a Nigerian government propaganda. COVID-19 is not a big man killer disease. COVID-19 is here. COVID-19 affects everyone. Protect yourself. Protect your people. Protect our nation. This message is from 92.3 Nigeria.